Joy News, we are independent, fearless, and credible. You're watching Joy News Prime with me, Samuel Kojo Brace. In our headlines, this are NDC and Electoral Commission set on the warpath, with the main opposition party asking its agents across the country to resist the commission as the EC denies access to serial numbers on biometric registration kits.
A notice is hereby served that NDC registration agents across the country will resist the EC's clandestine attempts aimed at diminishing transparency in the voter registration exercise.
Details as the National Democratic Congress is accusing the Electoral Commission of planning to add names to the voter register at the blind side of political parties.
The NDC has always been suspicious that the stolen kits could be used to illegally register some people in order to add them to the voters' register.
The National Democratic Congress launches a scathing attack on the Electoral Commission as it accuses the elections management body of planning to add names of people to the voters' register at the blind side of political parties. The party is saying this due to the denial of the commission to grant it access to the serial numbers of the various BVRs being used for the ongoing limited voter registration exercise. The NDC and EC are clearly on a warpath with the main opposition party asking its agents across the country to resist the commission as the EC denies access to serial numbers on biometric registration kits. More on that shortly, but first, why did the Electoral Commission deny the NDC access to the serial numbers? I've been joined on Zoom by my colleague Papani Ashale with details of a statement issued by the EC to this effect. Papani, what specific reasons does the EC give to the refusal to grant the NDC's request?
Well, Brace, the EC stated 5 major reasons for turning down the offer or the request from the NDC. It starts its statement by saying that it wishes to highlight that integrity and the security of the electoral process are paramount, and each BVR kit, as a critical component of this process, is assigned a unique serial number. This number plays a crucial role in the operation of these devices, particularly in the generation of activation codes essential for their functionality, as well as tracking their location and the movement. Now to the specific reasons that the EC made. The first of it was that this request, if granted, will compromise the security of these kits. It explains that the serial numbers are integral to the security framework of the BVR kits. Now, disclosure of these numbers could potentially allow unauthorized access to these devices, thereby compromising their integrity. Also, it goes on to say that targeted manipulation risk as one of these reasons for the decision they have taken, that knowledge of the serial numbers could enable targeted attacks on specific BV kits. It also states phishing and fraud, and again, operational integrity. And then finally, it refers to some sections of the Right to Information Act, specifically that of Section 7, subsection 1, which says that information is exempt from disclosure where the information contains matters which, if disclosed, can reasonably be expected to endanger a system, including computer and communication system, for which security is reasonably required. So, Brace, these are the major reasons the Electoral Commission gave for denying the request of the NDC.
Well, but the chairman of the NDC, Johnson Asiedu-Nketia, has been addressing these issues at a news conference a while ago. There's more in the following report.
The NDC says they do not trust the integrity of the ongoing limited voter registration exercise. Johnson Asiedu-Nketia, who is the chairman of the party, says they are monitoring and they are not happy about the situation.
As we speak to you, these questions remain unanswered. The Electoral Commission cannot expect the NDC to believe and trust that all is well with their equipment and their preparations getting into these 2024 December elections. Don't ask me, because we all know that trust can never be the basis of any election. The NDC has always been suspicious that the stolen kits could be used to illegally register some people in order to add them to the voters' register. If hardware can be stolen under CCTV surveillance, why not an activation code?
The party says, as part of measures to police the limited voter registration exercise, they have instructed all their agents across the country at every registration center to make sure they capture the serial numbers of the devices being used in order to verify them later.
Why is the EC resisting and stopping NDC registration agents from recording the serial numbers of biometric voter registration kits? Why? The question is, what does the EC have to hide? What is their fear over the mere recording of the serial numbers of these BVR kits? What about the stolen ones? Were they not stolen together with their serial numbers? Is the Electoral Commission maintaining that the serial numbers pose security risks to the integrity of the whole system? And if so, how can the same MAF be telling us that we shouldn't mind? Because after all, those that have been stolen by thieves are of no consequences if they are not activated. Number 2, knowledge of the serial numbers could enable targeted attacks on specific BVR kits located at certain parts of the country, thereby causing chaos, political conflict, and operational challenges. Why? If the people down there know always the serial numbers of BVD kits that are there, and that one has not posed any operational challenge, how would the serial number of the counterpart that is used to capture the data pose a security risk? So my simple answer to them is that, Madam Jim Mensah, your release is not worth the cost of the paper it was written on. A notice is hereby served that NDC registration agents across the country will resist the EC's clandestine attempts aimed at diminishing transparency in the voter registration exercise. Let me emphasize that our agents must activate the party's high-tech application systems to transmit all serial numbers of BVR kits in their district and electoral areas to the National Elections and IT Directorate of the party, with or without the power of the Electoral Commission.
Responding to a directive from the EC to their agents on the grounds to switch to manual mode if the online system continues to pose some challenges. Johnson Asiedu-Nketia says the party was not consulted before that decision was taken.
The switch to offline, it wasn't discussed, was it? No, it wasn't discussed. They just decided to do what they want to do. That suddenly the internet is not working.
The NDC says in due time, they will give a holistic appraisal of the ongoing limited voter registration exercise. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
Now, Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has indicated that the elimination of ghost names on the National Service Scheme and SNID payrolls has saved the country more than 500 million Ghana cedis after fingerprint verification systems were introduced by government in the two institutions. The Vice President, who was speaking at the 14th Annual General Meeting of Heads of Anti-Corruption Agencies in Accra, indicated that revenue leakages at the ports, passport and driver's license offices have been blocked after introducing paperless systems at these institutions.
Perhaps one of the most significant results of our digitalization agenda has been through the integration of the public sector databases using the Ghana card as a unique identifier through biometric audits. We have been able to see the removal of 29,000 ghost pensioners from our national pension scheme, the SNIT, and it is saving us 480 million Ghana cedis annually. And a further 44,707 ghost workers were eliminated from our national service scheme payroll between 2022 and 2024, saving us a further 356 million Ghana cedis.
Still on corruption, anti-graft campaigner Edem Senanu has urged President Akufo-Addo to grant Media Foundation for West Africa's request to KPMG's full report on the SML deal. Now, Media Foundation for West Africa expressed concern after their request was rejected by the Office of the President, but Edem Senanu says the President must grant that request and release the full report on that SML deal.
The truth is that clearly not releasing the report raises red flags and begins to lift suspicion that perhaps there's something more in the report that the President is not willing to give us. So in my view, to deal with that kind of suspicion, it's rather in the interest of the presidency perhaps to redact portions that they think are sensitive, but still release the report. It's the best interest. I mean, good governance lies on three pillars. Transparency and accountability is one of them, apart from the issues of participation and then systems and control. And transparency and accountability is key to carry the people along. So I would highly recommend that the presidency consider releasing the report. Otherwise, it will fuel more suspicion that something is being hidden, which is not really perhaps the situation. But you can't avoid that kind of thinking by people who just want to find out what went on. And there's good reason to do so. I don't think they would dare alter parts because KPMG is too important, global. They know their own report. Somebody will take it and look at it. What they might do is to redact, black out some sections. But I hope that that will be perhaps far in the minority. I mean, much less, probably less than 5%, just areas which maybe are very sensitive. But releasing the report would be a plus, a serious plus. It's on another platform. I was told he's thinking to do so, and I said that would be commendable, in which instance we salute the president. But until such time that he does that, yes, the suspicions will continue to fuel people's concerns that why wouldn't they release the report?
Now, the public sector is bursting, it seems, and cannot be relied upon to provide the employment needs of the people. That's according to Senior Presidential Advisor Yaw Osafo-Maafo. Ms. Osafo-Maafo says unemployment is now the biggest problem of the country and requires innovative approaches from both the public and private sectors to deal with the menace. He's been speaking at a national stakeholder dialogue series on public sector reforms in Ghana in Cape Coast.
The stakeholders took stock and identified emerging issues to shape Ghana's new reform strategy, 2025 to 2030. Yaw Osafo-Maafo indicated the public sector has a huge role to play to deal with the unemployment issues that have become an albatross on the neck of the country.
The public sector should look at new ways of providing service to the citizens and the private sector so that there will be growth in the private sector to create employment for this country. I see unemployment as the #1 problem of Ghana, and therefore the service must be moving in the direction of creating employment. And employment cannot be created through expansion of the civil and the public sector. Can you double the intake from the various ministries? If you do, how would you pay them? But we can have a situation where people come in with new technology, establish certain industries, establish certain agricultural ventures to create employment. I think that the Minister of Agriculture should narrow itself to policy. The Minister of Agriculture knows, and we all know, that we have a lot of good arable land in this country. Ghana has a lot of arable land. We have good rainfall pattern. And where we don't have it, we can even irrigate. So how do we attract young men and women into farming? by creating a market for them, by making it look lucrative and easy. That's how I see it. These are some of the things I talk, thinking outside the box. When you say people should go and look for job from where? They should look for a job that comes out of our land and the land we have. So why don't we make it easy for people to go into agriculture? If we create a market for them, they don't have to be looking for where to sell their product, because you have a system to sell for them. I've been preaching for years, people going into agriculture. Nobody is going. So it means that our method of preaching is not working. So let's think outside the box. Let's create a situation to make it easy for young graduates like some of you to get into farming.
Head of the Local Government Service, Dr. Nana Akufo-Addo, underscored the need for both sectors to collaborate to engineer growth and development.
If we want to assign a specific activity for an entity, let's make sure that it is that entity that is undertaking that assignment, not that same entities are doing the same things, and of course, cost becomes more, there's competition and all those things. It will be difficult for us to actually deliver the efficient, effective public service that we want to do.
Head of Civil Service, Dr. Evans Agredakun, says even though the Fourth Republic has seen an astronomical growth in Ghana, there is more to be done to improve the socio-economic conditions in the country.
We've made tremendous progress under the Fourth Republic than any of the republics that we've had. I mean, check the number of people, the women who have gone to school. We have more women educated today than ever before in the history of this country. Look at access to water, look at access to roads. Even though we still have problems, it doesn't mean we have not made progress. What we are saying is that we deserve better. That is what it is, that we are institutionalizing reforms. And for me, that is an admission that there's something good can always be done.
The stakeholders are dialoguing to adopt the best of strategies to ensure the public sector and the private sector coexist to provide the best services to the populace.
Now, the Fisheries Minister and member of Parliament for Ewutu Senior East constituency, Mavis Harcumson, has assisted the police to arrest 2 people suspected to have been involved in the assault of Cape FM journalist David Kobina during the Central Regional Vetting of Parliamentary Aspirant of the MPP. This was disclosed by the President of the Ghana Journalists Association at a press conference to announce the lifting of media blackout on another MP, Ofori-Atta. Carlos Kaloni has the rest of the story.
The Ghana Journalists Association, GJA, has revealed that Minister of Fisheries and MP for Ewutu Senior East constituency, Mavis Harcumson, has sent 2 of the alleged persons who assaulted Cape FM journalist David Kobina to the police to aid investigations. Speaking at a press conference in Accra, the GJA president Albert Jumfo pledged his outfit will continue to pursue the case to its logical conclusion.
The latest development on this case is that Ms. Harcumson has honored her way by taking 2 suspects identified to her during the said meeting to the police to assist the police with investigations. We are very much aware that the police has cautioned them and has taken their statement. We are following up on the case with the police to ensure prosecution. I have directed the Central Regional Executive to speak to the complainant, that's the victim, Kobina, to write to the police to seek for the state of investigation report. We will inform the public when this report gets to us.
Meanwhile, GJA says the Yendi MP Farouk Mahama has made peace with the association and its partners, hence his blackout has been revoked.
After meeting as a coalition to assess the conciliatory gesture of the MP, the plea by the Minister of Information Designate and Head Deputy Designate, and the positive feedback from the management of City TV, City FM, the GJA and its partners have decided to end the media boycott placed on Honorable Farouk Mahama, MP for Yendi. We therefore respectfully request all media organizations to take note and act accordingly with effect from today, May 9, 2024. Let me point out that we have the full acceptance of City FM, City TV management on this matter. We have their full acceptance and the full cooperation in this regard.
The GJA president revealed that the implementation of the media blackout strategy has yielded positive results as attacks on journalists appear to be on the decline.
We are glad to say that no attack on journalists has been recorded since we made this observation at our last press conference. Furthermore, there is good news on Ghana's improved press freedom ranking as recently announced. So what we are trying to say is that after recording the first 2 attacks in January, I think early February, there was another one, making 3. And since we took this decision and in our resolve to blacklist persons and individuals who comes after journalists, who attack journalists for no provocation, no reason, we have realized a decline in the attack on journalists and media practitioners. And for me, this is really good for us. It means that the measures and decisions we have taken is really biting, and everyone is really, cautioned and being careful about the media.
The GJA remains hopeful that the media fraternity will continue to enjoy safety, especially in the lead-up to this year's general elections. Carlos Caloni for Joy News, Accra.
Now, the highest and revered seat of the Asantes, the Golden Stool, otherwise known as Sikadwa Kofi, is expected to be adored at the Grand Durbar to climb as the Silver Jubilee of the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei II. The stool, believed to have been conjured from the heavens by the revered Asante priest Akufo-Addo, will be part of the full traditional procession of the Asantehene on Sunday. Now, the committee spearheading activities of the anniversary has also instituted measures including a ban on tricycles and closure of some routes within the precincts of the Menhia Palace for safety and security of the thousands of people gracing the occasion. Joabehene Nana Otuo Serebo II is the chairman of the Otumfuo 25th Anniversary Committee.
So preparations are hurriedly shaping up here at the Menhia Palace for the Grand Durbar of Otumfuo Osei II, the second Silver Jubilee anniversary. That will be happening here at the Menhia Palace. And as you can see behind me, those are some of the stages that will be mounted during this particular Grand Durbar. On Sunday, a lot of people are expected to be here. We're talking about the President of Ghana, some foreign dignitaries. We understand that the Tobago or Trinidad Prime Minister will be here, a representative from the Ivory Coast, and also the Foreign Minister of Morocco. All are expected to be here for the Grand Durbar, the climax of everything regarding Otumfuo's Silver Jubilee. There have been a raft of measures that have been put in place by the committee spearheading this particular celebration. Take a listen to Joabehene Nana Otuo Serebo II.
Na ansa yapon babano sabe ebe prepare ho adie ho ni bio ndi memenda ayabai eyeda pa no sie na prapra ye kuma se bonten so.
On Saturday, there will be a general cleanup exercise at various paramountcies in the region. We'll be closing some major routes within the environments of the palace. We'd implore the tricycle riders not to come within the precincts of the palace.
Yebe ne enianuma omka pradia ne bobo ya no kasa se modaro sa ko sende abobo ya ene pradia ne de munyi free hakra.
So for those of you who have never sighted the Sikadwa Kofi, that's the golden stool of the Asantes, it will be unveiled on Sunday. It is expected to be here as part of the full regalia of Asantehene, climaxing his 25th anniversary.
For the Nahundia Nina Baba, a free a saying, a come preacher, Manoa, Obte, Memma Consoa, or more, a two emenano omnyina beba ama esikadwa kofi kra so sebe ebeyinadi anya da ya no mu se.
The Asante will be coming with his full procession, including the golden stool Sikeja Kofi. This is to showcase the rich culture and tradition of the Ashantis.
So on Sunday, hundreds and even thousands of people are expected to troop in here at the Menchia Palace for the climax. We're talking about some government officials and even foreign dignitaries will be gracing this particular occasion. And we understand security measures have been put in place to ensure the successful climax of the 25th anniversary of Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. Reporting for Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Brightquick.
Well, he is a monarch whose exemplary leadership has brought esteem to glory and dignity to his kingdom and etched the rich traditions and culture of the Asantes into global history books. Asante Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II, the 16th occupant of the Golden Stool, has become the beacon of peace and true leader par excellence. Emmanuel Brightquick tells the tale of the gallant man of Asante, Berima Kwekudua, whose legacies will be ingrained in the hearts and minds of not just his people, but Ghana and the world.
Monday, April 26, 1999, when Berima Kwekudua, as he was then known, swore the oath of allegiance to Asanteman and ascended the golden stool, Sikeja Kofi. He became the 16th Asante monarch and bore the name of the first Asante Hene, Opemso Nana Osei-Tutu, after the death of his brother, Nana Opokuwari.
You have to vie for the position with a number of people. In his case, about 6 people came to ask for vie for the position. And then the final authority is the Queen Mother. And the Queen Mother selected him.
His ascension came with the natural gifts of calm and radiance, which instantly inspires loyalty and motivates people around him. Not only has he won the hearts of his people, but the admiration of all, even beyond the shores of Ghana.
He doesn't discriminate. He loves everyone. He walks here personally to ask about how we are faring.
The vision of Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II encompasses education, health, and economic development.
If we should go back in Ashanti history, it's like Osebosu, who was king of Ashanti. In the situation that we found ourselves with the negotiating, I think his diplomacy transcended everything else. He was very charming in the first meeting we had with the Victoria and Albert Museum and also with the British Museum.
Shortly after his installments, the Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II Foundation was launched as a relief plan for his people and as an extension, the whole of Ghana.
Through the World Bank assistance grant given to him, the fund was able to put up 6 classroom block, 6 teachers' apartment, Ulu, and then mechanized borehole. All this as a package for 22 different rural communities. Now we can boast of people in responsible positions in Ghana who, if not having the help offered by the king, they wouldn't have gotten to where they are now.
He made me pay bills of at least 35 students.
More than 35 school fees.
The Asantehene's pivotal role in women empowerment in the kingdom cannot be overlooked.
We knew how the system was working. Even if Queen Mother, even programs like maybe the opening of the Jubilee Hall, normally they wouldn't have invited Queen Mothers. His Royal Majesty has really encouraged Queen Mothers for us to know our deep position as a Queen Mother and our rules of engagement. He's really encouraged Queen Mothers to be leaders in our community and just not the regalia that we put on.
Otumfuo Osei has brought peace and reconciliation to his kingdom since he's been in power.
Asante, ya donipa.
Asantes love and tolerate everyone.
In February 2020, he became the first person to receive the Pillar of Peace Award. This is in recognition of the efforts that he put in restoring peace to the Dabon Kingdom after nearly 2 decades of chieftaincy crises.
The patience of my sons to resolve, to try and find solutions to this, but I don't want anyone to take it for granted. No.
We will continue to pay homage to the Asantehene. He has shown love to we the Moses.
Yes, sir, they say, Oman and Quantity, Oman and Wadinyansa. Not until before more Ghana, any area singing.
Some of the things that he's doing and some of the things that he has done suggest that he is indeed above the standard of human being. So I would say he is a mini god.
To his people, the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei II remains a true leader, a custodian of culture and a protector of the ancestral left in his care. Reporting for Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright-Kweku.
What an inspiring story. All we can say is, Nana, long may you reign. We'll take a break here. I'll be back Tuesday. Welcome back from the break. Now, the Electoral Commission is giving notice to individuals and political party agents against any form of disturbances in the ongoing limited voter registration exercise across the country. The police Wednesday arrested 3 individuals for alleged disruption of the registration process at Tepa in the Ashanti region. The arrested individuals, Abbas Abukari, George Vino, and Abdul Karim, were allegedly involved in a physical altercation which resulted in a temporary disturbance. The EC says, although the incident did not happen inside the registration center, individuals must not engage in any form of chaos that will disrupt the registration exercise. Nanabuachi Yadom has been monitoring the exercise and has filed this report.
The first 2 days of the limited voters registration exercise did witness some challenges, including internet and technical hitches affecting the registration process, leaving some first-time applicants stranded. But the Electoral Commission here in the Ashanti region says it is resorting to not just online registration, but offline registration to make sure the first-time applicants do get their voters' ID card on time. Benjamin Banobu is the Ashanti Regional EC boss.
There are certain things that are beyond the control of the Commission, and one of them is the internet stability. The first day we experienced initial instability with our internet connectivity. It came back and then we were able to work after 11 o'clock thereabout. Yesterday too we have a similar experience during the afternoon. And later on it came and then we continue to work. But to every plan, there should be a plan B. When the situation is such that we cannot control the internet connectivity issues, Commission issued a directive that we go offline. We'll be using offline until such time that the connectivity issue is restored, so that anyone who comes to register will have the opportunity to do so. It is not in our interest to see people queuing at our offices, waiting to be registered. Some people came day one, they came day two again, and today they are there. So Commission, in his wisdom and in his quest to ensure that all the people who are qualified when they come to us are covered, has indicated or issued a directive that we go offline to enable us to register all the qualified applicants who come to our registration centers.
On the second day of the registration exercise at the Tepa district, the Ghana Police Service did arrest some 3 persons alleged to have caused chaos at the district where the registration exercise was taking place. The Electoral Commission says the alleged chaos did not happen at its center, but it is cautioning persons against causing any form of disruption in the ongoing registration process.
Nobody should even dare to try to disrupt the process, because the security is there and the security will take up such people. And they will not even allow them to get closer to our centers, as you indicated in Tepa. They were not allowed to even get to the registration centers. I don't know the location where the disturbances took place, but it was not at our place. And the security are there. Every center you go, you will meet no less than 5 police officers. They are there to protect the people there and to protect their equipment. And nobody will be permitted to disrupt our programs.
But the Ashanti Regional EC boss Benjamin Banobio is cautioning political party agents against busing of first-time applicants to its centers. It says that although it has no official report on this particular incident, party agents should not resort to busing of first-time applicants to various registration centers.
We do not encourage political parties that are busing people. And I have not seen political parties doing that yet. But that is not the position of the Commission for political parties to bus people. We do not encourage that. And we warn them. In fact, we told them during our meeting at the Rai Park and at Dai Park. And so the buses, you see, they are all commercial buses. And these are buses, some of them come in groups. And then they board those buses and come to the centers. We have not observed or seen the political parties doing that, but when you see that, we take them on. If they are accusing us and they have evidence, then they should report them to the police because it's against the law. It's against the law.
From the Ashanti Regional Head Office of the Electoral Commission, my name is Anabuachi Dankwa-Yatom, Kumasi.
We can now go for today's Voters' Voice from Tema Station here in Accra.
Somebody in Fatua also about better so 50. Say see I do a mate for me driver any only mate be a juma and I'm a master way on pay juma. What this says why I say we a mate as I now count. No nya be driving no pa no one say say na yan master fault. And what this says you know the master not to break food and no kaka won sika ho. Otimi to break and kaka won sika ho. Entinu nipa no ka say you bet so now by 50 no and you know say see 120 and no ka say no pass over obua hey say we dey be sit da Ghana
minji vice president ba we me minji nindi if he say na ne papa president Akufo-Addo omo share ye bona omo anye bia na mindi ni mujide bia biom said or sign catch them say oba obeye say a obeti so minjinindi
o my sisi a adu say kwakoto aba e o election year empenifo mu dey aman yoko nanim nyina obi a kire na adwen say oba ministers obeti so em say John Dramani Mahama former president e so the nipa 60 na bebu o man no any vice president also sisi as so oba the nipa 50 na bebu na ye bisa say 50 na o kan 60 na o mo kan no omo deputies ni ka ho ana say ministers ni ko omo be adwuma no e ho asem no mo ka minim say also ye mate no edi omo ko enhyiamu ana omo ko meetings a ontimi nkasa ena nen mom na obetimi a kire na adwen say o de nipa 50 bebu up to date no omo ntimi ministers no so de be na kire say oba obetimi de nipa 50 abu o man no
John Mama say oba bet John Mama see oba beti ministers ni so minjintum ochina ba o mi ase oba ni 50 no ombla na yenhwe se no no obeye no na me dear John Mama dear wabako inti me feeling mano me feeling mano.
Former president so the system minister system ebe bo amano and the current vice president is the 50. They are vice presidents or TCC and all cano. Many have because our cabinet no come on Mubu Amano. Their cost to be anywhere on him. Their cost was Zankane and then I saw a catty Swefisua and Menon Bayajin because cabinet no count, it's a Shamoya beer no count loans and idea Mujina Okahon. Maybe the who say or Passa Okanta former president. Because former president, which she say, or the Agua Quans or de Bano. And current vice president, your person can't all you be me say, or Betanasoa, or Betmebu Mino, I am no quarry.
Hamucho, Ghana ministers Montes from Moody Sicado. Where shall I buy some Marco Guabruch? Ministers from your sister, and Bomu sister, you know, be a as what I say, the Mabaka Bridge into Montes or Montes from Now, my paying for Money only a cocomotia and the bird snap on Yanaso. Money only a bread. I day, Mobetanaso, and what I can see, and some I can say, I'm back up at Nasu and Murefi. Monia is the minister, I refuse home to a shark when Yana said, I am.
Me pacha the Omokan Atro. The first one, Akufo-Addo. On the model, the Atucho Bia. Midinachipa, Nintendo Kumu Afraum. So, Obasono was some minor cra, Mamma Kalichimo. Oh no, Obino, Obefa Missa 126. But 126. So, Tanka 1 million cra, but Busumba is saying. Uta 1 million Busum is saying. Akufo-Addo, but to be actually on the body of the Kahuma train. Over Penti. No, I try to confirm what and you are.
Piquet. She says her husband has been very instrumental and supportive with her career and currently her weight loss journey. According to the comedian, her husband persuaded her to have surgery because he was worried about her health.
Hey, it was with me. Matter of fact, he went to Turkey with me for the surgery. Now he stayed with me. My mom wanted to go. He said, no, that's my wife. I'll be there with her. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because all those kind of things, they go say, now, mama's supposed to follow. This
or
one,
your sister, family member.
My husband said, like, yo, you see my wife, we are going to Turkey together. We went to Turkey together and he has been with, I guess you know my guy, really like brother and sister, my guy, yo. So he did with me.
Wow.
They were me all through the way. All when I was sick and all, it was at the time I was so scared about this. You see my husband every night watching YouTube video. There was one time, I think a week to when we traveled, he saw a video that somebody died out of
Oh my goodness, I can imagine.
He had 2 children too.
Oh.
I get you see prayer and fasting. I said that can't be my case. They said they have certified me as a candidate, then I'm a candidate and I'll do it, you know. So we were just, whenever he's weak, I'm strong. When I'm strong, he's weak. So you get it, we're such a great team. And then it was, I think his support made it really easy for me because doing something like that, you see, the emotions, not eating like the way you used to eat, it was a lot. And it was, shout out to Ikechukwu, he really tried for me.
Shout out to Ikechukwu for loving and supporting our sister from another mother. It's Thursday today, Throwback Thursday. You know, this weekend is Mother's Day. We're all going to go back to our parents or mothers and say Happy Mother's Day to them, thank them for exactly what they've done for us. One of the songs that has always been, you know, on replay when it gets to Mother's Day is a song by Tilda. A lot of people don't know that Tilda, who is actually a Nigerian, sang this song. So if you have the song, please, let's take it as a Throwback Thursday. Brace will come back. You tell me more about your mama. I am a mother myself.
Yeah?
To be a mother, mother. You know what I mean?
I get it.
So in advance to all of you, that will be all for Showbiz here on
the Journey's Prime. And again, that will be all for the bulletin. Thank you for being a part of it. But to all mothers out there, please, may the good Lord keep blessing you. You are
Tomorrow
awesome.
we'll dedicate a special song to all.
For our mothers, yeah.